Hello everyone, I'm Shweta Sharma.
Hello everyone, I am Abhishek Iyer. We welcome you all in here today at Schneider Electric's Avinya campus. This is one of our largest campuses across globe. In Sanskrit, Avinya term means innovation. Shweta, what do we have to showcase to our customers and audiences here today?
So in today's live virtual tour, we are going to show how Schneider Electric is in the energy landscape across the globe, starting from sources to switches, from home to data center to industries. So let's have a quick walkthrough of our innovation hub. Please come. So before we give you guys a walkthrough, let's quickly know what Schneider is, especially for those who do not know what Schneider Electric does. Now Schneider Electric is heavily into electrification, automation, and digitization. And we are very proud every time we mention that we are recognized as world's most sustainable company repeatedly by multiple forums. Now, in India, our journey has been pretty old. In last few decades, we have seen India energy transition happening over the period of 60 years. Across our journey, we have acquired many organizations, many brand names, which you can see. Now, one of the very prominent acquisition was in the year 2020, which was the acquisition of Electrical and Automation Division of L&T, which is now rebranded as Lauritz Knudsen. Now with this, the footprint of Schneider Electric in India is 42,000 employees all across the country, 31 factories, and 8,000 plus R&D and software engineers who are supporting not only India market, but also the global markets. Now, just to give you a sneak peek of which are our markets which we serve. Now, if you look closely, these are the markets which can be categorized into 4 categories: building, data center, industry, and infrastructure. And why these 4 markets? Because the study says that 70% of the energy being produced are being consumed in these 4 end markets. And how do we do that? How do we serve these markets? Is by using a platform called EcoStruxure. Now, what is EcoStruxure? EcoStruxure is the foundational technology, our backbone, where we deliver the best-in-class OT solution in convergence with the latest IT technologies. And it is a platform which is end-to-end cyber secure, it's open, it's interoperable, and essentially it consists of 3 layers. The first layer, what you see, is IoT-enabled products. Yes, we make lot of products which are IoT-enabled and smart devices. We also make a suite of on-premises software which are real-time monitoring and controlling. And the topmost layer which you see, we call it advisory layer, which is essentially AI and ML-driven software tools. So this is how we serve all our markets. Now with this, so now with this, we will move on to our virtual tour, and starting with our energy management solution, the very first our tour would be the grid. Now, talking so much about renewable. In fact, just few months back, we announced that we have reached our target of 50% of install base coming from green sources of energy, which is a matter to celebrate. But do we realize that with the renewable also comes the challenges of variability, and our distribution companies in India, maybe 100 plus distribution companies, are they actually equipped to handle these variability factors which is coming at the grid level? Now, to help these distribution companies and energy distribution at the substation level, at the grid level, we have solutions across the grid operations, starting from the hardware to management software, real-time software to analytics. Now, what we are talking about over here is the technology which is actually replacing the conventional sources of energy, the conventional SCADAs, with advanced distribution management system, which are not only real, but also at the same time highly intuitive. Predictions very precisely about it, simulates various climatic conditions and actions which needs to be taken today to avoid those failures. Now, we are also talking about the software tools which are talking about auto grids, which are not only optimizing the grid operations, but also unlocking the full potential of distributed energy resources, which these technologies are transforming today. Now, while we are talking about these innovative technologies, what about the hardware? So Schneider brings in innovative hardwares as well at the grid application, medium voltage application. What we have showcased over here is one of our latest ring main unit, switchgear panel. Now the evolution of the panel is from conventionally used to clean air. So the sustainability starts at the product level and not at the operation stage. So this is more about the product. Now, as we walk towards our other range of the product, we have the whole display of our electrical distribution products, which I'm going to come back and look into it a little more detail along with our product. Meanwhile, let's talk about how are we incorporating efficiency and sustainability at the design phase itself. So here we are talking about a tool called ETAP. ETAP is a leading software platform to design and develop electrical power systems end to end, from power line diagram to modeling and simulation, the real case scenarios. Now, ETAP offers an integrated electrical digital twin platform along the intelligent solutions. Now, so it also provides the virtual models, the real-time power systems, various operation conditions which can be simulated, and that's why we call it a digital twin software. And it's very interesting to know that the same software is, when used during the design phase, can be connected with the input devices and integrate in the real-time on-site conditions as well, which is with the same license actually and with the same user interface. So overall, if I have to summarize, ETAP allows the customers to monitor real-time data, define different scenarios, and identify the use cases to manage anomalies and faults in a much, much more efficient way. So that's more from the designing perspective of what Schneider has to bring in. Now let's talk about the reliability of the power. While we were talking about sustainability, efficiency, design software, coming to the reliability, which is extremely important when we are talking about the critical applications like, data center, healthcare facilities, industries, where downtime cannot be tolerated. Now here Schneider brings in a huge range of uninterrupted power supplies, the power backup solution. What we have demonstrated over here is our latest innovation, Galaxy VXL. This is 1.25 megawatt UPS. So we offer the huge range of UPS starting from 0.6 kV to 1.25 megawatt. So everything starting from the home application till gigawatt data centers. Now this is one, like I said, this is one of our latest innovation. It works on our patented e-conversion technology, 99% efficiency, and it comes with 10 modules as well. Another innovative product, what we have showcased over here is rack data center. This is essentially a replacement of the server room in any edge location. The server rack over here has been repurposed in such a way that you have complete network switches and the server active component inside the rack. You also have power distribution inside the rack, and most essentially, the most critical aspect of any server room, which is cooling, which is right next to the server rack. We call it precision air cooling in row, which is cooling only the servers and not the whole of the server room. A very efficient solution, I would say, for applications in edge data center. Now, as we move ahead, talk about larger data centers, Schneider Electric is very prominent when we talk about the infrastructure solution in the large data centers. Now that we are talking about data downpouring from everywhere, AI everywhere, the data center, the servers are getting denser and denser, and that's where our AI-driven cooling technology is evolving very fast. So for the megawatt and gigawatt data center, we have not only the power backup solutions, we also have the cooling technology, we also have the power distribution, the rack system, enclosure, and it goes on. We also have a very robust, innovative architecture to manage the complete power automation of the data center. Let's move ahead from data center. Now, let's look into our building portfolio. Yeah. So why building? Building is very important because 80% of our lives we spend inside the building, right? So when you talk about the building, specifically when we talk about non-residential buildings, you would realize that 50%, 45 to 50% of our energy is being consumed in HVAC automation. So when we talk about efficiency, sustainability, carbon emissions, HVAC is the key domain which we need to address. And that's where Schneider brings in the whole gamut of solution for HVAC automation. We call it EcoStruxure for Building, our BMS solution. So it's not only BMS, where we are talking about a lot of DDC controllers, the sensors. We are also talking about the thermostats. We are talking about the access control. We are talking about fire alarm system. So in a nutshell, integrated building management is what we have here to offer. Now, while we are talking about so much of software, so much of product, how are we implementing it in our own premises? And this is where what you see behind me is Building Command Center, which we call Energy Command Center also, wherein we are showing the complete live data of all our buildings in India. We have connected our different facilities across the country on this particular platform and monitoring it on the real-time aspects related to the well-being of the building occupants, aspects related to the healthiness of the building, the alarms, and the deeper insight of all the critical assets. So that's about the Building Command Center. I would welcome you all to come and visit the live Building Command Center, witness how the data is shown in a very, very attractive way, easy for customers to understand and identify the gaps where they need to be putting most of their corrective actions. Now, while we are talking about all these technology, we should also think about what about our aging install base of the factories and the buildings. For that, we have a very comprehensive program, I would say. We call it Eco Care, which is a part of our field service business unit, where we not only talk about the annual maintenance contracts, we also do heavy modernization. We have a very carefully curated, I would say, carefully curated program approach to modernize the facility end to end. We have a very big team and very expert team of consultants who start the work of modernization, starting from the audits, a simple walkthrough audit till asset level audit, which we call ASHRAE level 2 audits, and then help the customer decide which are those pain areas which needs to be addressed first. So we help the customers prioritize the complete modernization activity. Now, as we are walking further, now here is where we are talking about our final distribution and the switch part of grid to plug. This is our complete range of switches and sockets, where we are talking about applications starting from home to hotels to healthcare facilities to various offices. Many of these switches are award-winning switches. Zeta and Lara has received some of the acknowledgements which are first of its kind in the industry, in fact. This is more about the hardware. Now, we also have very innovative platform for home automation, which we call Wiser. Now, Wiser on our phone to control lights, fans, etc., right? Now, the technology from Visor has Visor 2, which is now called, it's a platform which is not only helping the customers operate their lights, fans, ACs, etc. It is also helping the customers to know how is their energy consumption. Where are the gaps which can be actually looked into to become more energy efficient? Always remember, you cannot manage anything if you are not monitoring it. So Visor 2.0 is an innovative, a deep dive analysis of your own energy consumption. Another innovation which has happened with Visor 2.0 is the integration of Visor 2.0 platform with the net metering, the smart metering of the residential applications. With the help of Visor, you can very soon start sending back the energy. The bidirectional trading of energy also can be done. So this is more about our home application, home and distribution application. Now, as we are moving back towards our low voltage distribution part, let me just quickly tell you about sustainability. Sustainability is something, of course, we have been using again and again, but let me tell you, we have been recognized multiple times by various, various bodies as world's most sustainable company like Times, etc. We have a dedicated sustainability business unit also, where we have the consultants, the team of consultants who are helping the customers across the industry to set the net zero targets. Not only set the net zero targets, we also partner with the customers across their journey to net zero, across the roadmap, help them set the interim targets. We also have a very powerful tool for ESG monitoring called Resource Advisor, which is one of its kind in the industry, helps the customer monitor their scope 3 as well. So end-to-end sustainability, starting from the audit with the consultants hand-holding you till the tool which is actually helping you become more sustainable. Now with this, we have reached back to our product area, and here we have Abhishek back again in the frame. Yes. Yeah.
I hope our audience would have been able to see and go across all the solutions that we have.
Yes, I tried my best. So we are here today because it is a digital powertrain special episode, and Abhishek is the subject matter expert. So let's start with a very basic, Abhishek. What is this all buzz around digital powertrain? It sounds like, we are talking about something which is very long and, which is connected. So tell me more about it.
So as we call it in Schneider Electric, DPT, digital powertrain. So we are standing right here at EcoStructure Power, this very area called as digital powertrain. So while we talk about digital powertrain, it's a solution from Schneider Electric which basically cuts across medium voltage, low voltage, and to final distribution right down to the plug. This innovative solution from Schneider Electric is a comprehensive and integrated solution to deliver end-to-end efficiency, safety, reliability, and sustainability to our customers. So while we see how we actually help our customers in terms of this end-to-end solution that we deliver by digital powertrain, we'll be able to see that there is a simulation. In this particular simulation, we'll be able to see all the products are connected. So these are connected products right from the medium voltage to low voltage, final distribution, and right at the plug. So we have the RMU, which is getting the supply from generation. Then we have PIX ROF panel. We have the transformer. We have I-line 2 bus duct. Then we have the low voltage distribution panel, which is block set. We do have canales, the Prisma set low voltage panel. We do have lighting busway. We have Acti9 DB, which is at the final distribution level, and all of this is actually connected end to end by different sensing technologies. While the sensing technologies and the connected products are able to deliver the data, they are actually analyzed at the higher level, which is the edge control, apps, analytics, and services. By using the apps, analytics, and services, we are actually able to gauge all of the data right from all of these connected devices, from medium voltage, low voltage, and final distribution. Analyze those data, because data today is a gold mine. While data is converted into an information, and this information is utilized to have some decision making in terms to help our customers reduce downtime, meaning predictive maintenance, also reduce their cost of energy by analyzing the usage of energy. And if we see overall, we are able to deliver condition monitoring to our customers, not only at medium voltage or low voltage, but also at final distribution level. So for condition monitoring, we have sensors like thermal sensors, heat tag. These connect over the Zigbee platform or via our connected PAS device, which is PAS 600, and hence all of these data is able to visualized over the software platform, which could be either on customer premise, which is at their local server, or could also be at on a cloud platform. So both these platforms have different softwares each. First software is EcoStruxure Power Monitoring Expert, which is on-premise software, and there's another software called as EcoStruxure Energy Hub, which is cloud-based software. So while I talk about EH, this is a solution wherein you just require an ID and a password. It's a subscription-based model wherein you are able to visualize all of the data, analyze it, and take predictive actions. You can also have multiple sites connected together and be able to visualize that. I hope, Shweta, this was good enough an explanation about digital powertrain.
Absolutely. In fact, it was very interesting.
Right. So while we actually showcased the concept, rather the solution of digital powertrain, we'll also see how the physical products are actually connected and are span across right here at Innovation Hub. So a few time back, we actually saw the ring main unit, which utilizes air as a medium instead of SF6. That is connected to the transformer. From the transformer, the power is distributed to the bus duct, which you can see right there. And this bus duct is supplying the low voltage to my low voltage distribution panel, which is block set. This very version is called as block set lean. Why lean? Is because it is lowest at its footprint, giving maximum power up to a range of 5,000 amperes. This solution is safe because it is protected by internal arc containment at 100K, 0.5 seconds. It is also seismic compliant. If we see, we have the MTZ breaker. We do have a newer version called as MTZ Active. The product has potential to be able to deliver currents up to 6,300 amperes and have all different kinds of protections available. Also, there's a safety feature which we try to give in our latest offering, which is MTZ Active, which is called as ERMS feature, which is Energy Reduction Maintenance Setting. We have arc flash relay, which is integrated into this particular panel. This arc flash relay utilizes optical sensors. These optical sensors actually gauge the arc while it is happening, because light travels faster than sound. It is able to detect the light and hence gives a tripping command to my circuit breaker while connected. We have highest levels of power quality metering available in here, which is ION 9000. It has maximum accuracy with respect to current, voltage, energy, power factor. It can also gauge all kinds of power quality events, right from sag, swell, and harmonics. So while there is a sag, swell or any disruption happening, it could detect whether it is from internal power distribution or it is right from the grid. We do have 8000 series available in here for further more metering which is there possible. If we see, this particular panel is available for low voltage distribution. The width of this panel is actually 600 mm deep, and this can deliver 5000 amperes at IP42, 40 degrees of ambient. Now one of these feeders is actually supplying my PrismaSet wall mounted distribution board. PrismaSet wall mounted distribution board as per IEC 61439 latest. The only prevalent edition which is available now is edition 3. This can hold MCCB incomers up till 6000 amperes and have multiple outgoings. One of the outgoing feeder is actually feeding to isobar distribution board, which you can see right here. It has unique fishbone architecture. The input of the MCB is actually supplying to all the outgoings, and each of the outgoing is finally supplying to load. For even this device, which is the MCB, we do have an energy sensor which is attached right there, which is the power tag. Power tag is world's smallest energy sensor which is available. While we talk about end-to-end connectivity at low voltage distribution, we do have another device right here kept, which is the AccuSign Plus, the active harmonic filter, which gives us protection with respect to any harmonics that comes into your electrical distribution system, and hence it eliminates all the harmonic components which are either created due to switching surges or any non-linear loads which are present in your electrical distribution system. So you can clearly see how we are end-to-end connected with all our products at medium voltage, low voltage, towards final distribution, and hence towards the plug. Now while I talked about the connected products, we would also like to showcase you all the sensing technologies which are available. So very first sensing technology which is available is the thermal sensor. The thermal sensor which is available is used to know the temperatures at hotspots. These hotspots could be at breaker terminals, could be at horizontal bus bar, could be at vertical distribution bus bars. So this particular sensor is utilized not only at medium voltage but also is utilized at low voltage levels. Next, we see another sensor. This particular sensor is called as heat tag. Heat tag is a device which is meant for cable overheating. This particular device actually senses all the particles which are there, which are developed due to overheating which happens at the cable alley, and these particles are not smoke, but these particles are which come in as burning of the insulation of my cables. So we not only provide energy solutions for your switch gears, but also for the bus bars and for the cables. So this very device, heat tag, is a digital nose. It senses any burning sensation above 120 degrees at the cable alley and helps our customers to have any predictive maintenances which is required at the entry level. Next, we see our PAS device, which is not only a converter but also a concentrator for all my Zigbee devices which communicate over wireless platform. So thermal sensors and heat tag are connected to PAS over Zigbee platform, and all the Modbus and Ethernet devices gets connected as an input to the PAS device, and it further delivers an output at Ethernet. Now, while I said that everything is connected end to end, let's see how are we able to visualize all of this over one of our on-premise software, which is EcoStruxure Power Monitoring Expert. In here, this is a live tool which is end-to-end connected with all the devices that I showcased you during my discussion today with you. So as you see, this is the preliminary dashboard which is there as a welcome screen. We go to the home screen. While I go to the home screen, we have multiple tabs, which is real-time, communication, single line, predictive maintenance, breaker performance, and power quality. So let's see a real-time dashboard or a tabulation which is available for all the devices. So it is showing block set panel and all its outgoing along with the MCCB power track. Next, we see the communication architecture. Currently, we have communicated all the low voltage distribution devices with this particular software. So while we see all the meters, the breakers, along with MCCBs and its power tag, with the motor management solutions, which is Tesys Terra, Tesys Island, and the ATV 930 VFD is connected end to end. We can see there are thermal sensors and the heat tag devices, which gives the condition monitoring to my switchboard, is also connected. Meters from PM 9000 to PM 8000 is also connected. If you see the overall architecture, there are devices which are wireless, there are devices which are connecting over RS485, there are devices which are connected over Ethernet, everything boiling down to an Ethernet switch and further connected to this particular PC, which is the EMS server for EcoStruxure Power Monitoring Solution. We go back to the home screen again and we see what is the next tabulation available for us. It is the single line diagram. So as I explained you during our representation of the actual product, right from the grid, which is 132/33 kV, we have 33 kV converted to 11 kV, and then we have a transformer which converts it to 415 volts. We have the block set panel which has an incomer of 5000 ampere with a power quality meter, ION 9000, and we have multiple outgoings. Outgoings like 1600, 2800, etc. One of those outgoings is actually feeding to my Prisma set panel, which is wall mount, and further one of the outgoings from the Prisma set is feeding to isobar distribution boards. End to end, this low voltage distribution is also available with condition monitoring. While I say condition monitoring, it is the thermal sensors and the heat tag which gives predictive maintenance to our customers. So this particular visualization is actually available. I'll showcase you what kind of dashboards one can actually utilize for different set of customers. So there are different set of customers spanning across from buildings, industries, data centers, infrastructure, etc. For each of these, Power Monitoring Expert can be customized as per their requirement. If we see, this is a plant summary which is actually shown in here, wherein they have plotted their green KPIs, the energy usage, energy cost breakdown, along with recent power quality events. If we go back at one of the buildings simulation of an actual building which is there, you can see even the product level analysis. So if I want to show you, I'll show you ASCO 7000 easily perform regular transfer test. So this here is a transfer test simulation which is actually available, which you can actually see with all the steps which is given to actually test this product, whether this particular transfer switch is working properly or not. So as you can see, there's a grid supply and there is a genset supply. This ASCO 7000 transfer switch transfers from the grid supply to the genset supply whenever the grid supply is not available, and retransfers back at the grid supply whenever the grid supply is back. If we go to the step number 3, it clearly shows that while the grid supply is back, how the ATS will actually retransfer back at the grid supply. We go back towards the power advisor. While I say power advisor, there are data quality insights which are actually available. There are electrical insights which are available. And we can also see multiple dashboards for different kinds of users. This user could also be a utility. So for a utility, if we see the overview, it's right here. For a utility, something which is very, very important is generation versus demand. How much they are generating and how much is the demand from the end customer is something which is very, very important. So they also tabulate the generation trends, demand by the consumer, and the power quality events. Now, going back to end-to-end digitization, I would also like to show you a simulation that we have for our low voltage distribution network, which is block set. So if we see here, the end-to-end digitization that's there in terms of condition monitoring can be seen in here. Focus. So we can see that the orange lines are the RS485 output which are taken over Ethernet, and all the wireless devices are also connected with PAS end to end, and this can be visualized over the software platform either on premise or at Schneider server. While we spoke of end-to-end connectivity, data, information, and some predictive decisions, we also have another layer for EcoStructure, which is apps, analytics, and services. At the third layer, we have EcoStructure XR Operator Advisor, we have EcoStructure Asset Advisor, we have EcoStructure Power Advisor. All of these advisors are such that while you actually subscribe for that, you get 24/7 analysis and monitoring from Schneider Electric. We have the monitoring team here at this very campus in Avinya who monitors customers 24/7, their sites 24/7, and give them any predictive insights that they might have. There could be situations wherein for a particular ACB, the closing or the opening coil might lose its life. So that particular data could be taken as an insight and give a predictive information to the end customer saying that there should be a maintenance that needs to be carried out so that they have the least downtime that they can actually imagine. So this was end-to-end digital powertrain right here at EcoStructure Power. I hope the overall explanation would be good enough for our audience right here.
Absolutely. In fact, it was so comprehensive. So this is what is digital powertrain, starting from the grid till the final distribution, which is your plug, switches and socket essentially, and then digital because we have number of softwares to monitor end to end,
Sure.
right? Interesting. I keep getting these questions from some of the customers that what is digital switchboard? If this is digital powertrain, what is digital switchboard?
So I would say that digital switchboard is a subset to digital powertrain. Digital switchboard is adding an overall digital twin to just your switchboard, which is at low voltage level. So at low voltage level, we have design verified 61439 solutions like BlockSet and PrismaSet, wherein we can give you data related to your switchgear, related to your bus bars, related to your cables, and you can also analyze in terms of how overall their conditioning is to have any predictive maintenance that you would want to carry on. We have this particular solution named or termed as digital switchboard.
Clear, very clear. So digital switchboard is essentially a subset of the whole of digital powertrain.
right there.
Very interesting. So I think, Abhishek, we are top of the hour now.
Sure.
And but I think some of the questions we can quickly take.
Definitely.
I see quite a few questions coming from our audiences. So let me just quickly open
I
the...
thought I'll bring my phone as well.
Sure. Yes. Okay, I see the first question is, I think you should answer this.
Okay.
So this is the question which is talking about, this says, digital powertrain. Have we implemented any digital powertrain in India? Do we have some examples to
We have hundreds of examples of implementing digital powertrain all across India and globe. If I have to name, there are all the biggest airports, metros, data centers, buildings, and infrastructure projects wherein we have actually implemented digital powertrain, and we have given end-to-end one SE solution right from medium voltage to the plug level, as we say.
Including the software?
Definitely. Without the software, digital powertrain is incomplete.
It's only powertrain. That's right. Thank you for that answer. So the second question is, okay, I think I will take this question. Do we have any tool which helps ECBC or green building codes? Or the carbon market for carbon credits. Okay, so like I was mentioning previously, so Schneider Electric does provide a whole suite of softwares, and some of our softwares which are very specifically talking about the energy consumption in the building. Since the question is specifically to building, let me just focus only on the building application. So specific to building, we have a software called EBO, which is nothing but our BMS software. It goes little more beyond BMS because we also have that intuition, the diagnostic tool also getting added to BMS, which is on top of the BMS. We fetch the data and do a lot of AI generated algorithms to give you more and more of predictive analysis of each and every asset which is consuming energy, more energy in your building. So that's number one, where you are getting deep dive into the energy consumption domain-wise, equipment-wise in the building. Number two, these are the softwares also, not only EBO, which is EcoStruxure Building Operation. We have other softwares which is actually helping you categorize the building energy usage into different categories to the category specific to scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. We also have another tool called EcoStruxure Resource Advisor, which is actually a very powerful tool, and I would say widely accepted globally as well as in India. And if I remember, we have 100+ sites already on EcoStruxure Resource Advisor, where the clients are monitoring their complete ESG parameters. So it's not only E, which is environmental and related to your energy. We are also talking about monitoring your SNG. So it's not only ECBC, it is also your IGBC certifications, your LEED certifications, which is talking beyond energy also, which can be monitored and controlled using these tools. Now, these are the software tools wherein you can directly take the reports, you can customize the reports the way you need to submit to these certifying bodies. So these are like some of the tools what we have, but then yes, we do have the very comprehensive program, not only software tools, also consultancy, also hardwares which can enable the faster certification process. So we have the complete comprehensive program for any kind of sustainability related certifications. Yeah. So yes, so that was the question, that was the answer to the question. There was another question which was on Visor. So Visor, do we have Visor 2.0 and 2.0 talking about energy management? Yes, so Visor 2.0 is more about energy management solution in the home. So that's why it is called home energy management. So like Abhishek, you were talking about the complete energy management across, like, starting from medium voltage till final distribution. Visor 2.0 is something which is inside the home. So a tool, a platform which is making individuals like you, me, very sensitive about the energy consumption. So
I heard you recently installed it in your home as well, right, Shweta?
I am planning to, not yet, but yes, very soon I will be. Yes, I think we are now top of the hour. I mean, I'm getting the clues also. So I think we need to wind up now and yeah.
Definitely, but we should definitely invite our audiences to actually physically visit our innovation hub right here at Schneider Electric's Avinya campus. So we do welcome you.
Thank you everyone, and we will see you next time for the virtual tour with another very interesting topic, deep dive into another very compelling technology of energy management. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.